Y'all, the adventure. So welcome to Live with Ms. Steph. Happy VEDA Day 18. Guys, gals, persons, humans. I am hoping to not be on here too long because I do have other things I need to do. But again, I wanted to maintain my commitment. So today we're actually going to talk about some tips and tricks around when I do art projects with the young scientists. In particular, I have these acrylic markers that I ordered, right? Okay, so one, it's first tip. If you want to paint with them, get some markers. Get some paint markers. We at Science Club, we have watercolor markers, we have these acrylic markers, and we also have your traditional like washable markers. That being said, the students love both the watercolor markers and these markers. All right. And so let's take one out, so that you can see it. It has two ends, right? So that's your first tip. The first tip is to get some marker version of whatever type of painting you would like to do with the children, especially for folks who are similar to me, where you don't have your own classroom at certain times. And so to clean up, as you can imagine, the cleanup of some of my projects can be quite intense. But one of the things that helps us manage cleanup after quote unquote painting, after art, is that we're using markers. Okay. And that's a recent tip that I have for you. The other tip, I'm not necessarily talking about this brand. I'm more talking about getting paper from the actual art section or from an art store. You know how I feel about Blick. I actually did not get this particular notebook from Blick. I got this from Staples. They seem to have a burgeoning art section. I don't know if it's just simply because that's what's going on at the Staples on 125th Street because of the location, or if this is something that all Staples have. Why? Because I don't go to all the Staples. I go to the one that's by me. Okay, so second tip. First one, like I said, get markers. Second tip, get you some real quote unquote art paper. Okay. And for those of you watching and this is your first time seeing me, hi, I'm Ms. Steph, founder and executive director of Triple F Empowerment Inc. We operate Ms. Steph Science Club under the Triple F Empowerment Inc. umbrella. And I have been doing VEDA, vlog or video, every day in the month of April since April 1st. And so I'm coming on for the 18th video in this series to talk to you about some art activity tips and tricks. Yes, we do science. Science is our main thing. For those of you just meeting me, I strongly believe that art should be a component of your science instruction, and that's why we do STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics at Science Club. So going into tip 2, right, like I said, you're wanting to get an actual, like, true heavy-weighted paper. And so, like I said, this is a notebook. I like this one because it's perforated. You can rip off the pages very easily, and then I can cut them into halves or quarters. I prefer with my size group when it comes to Saturday Science Club. I've got 40 sheets in here. Saturday Science Club, I don't need to cut them into fourths. I can cut them into halves, and we have more than enough. Remember, I like to have abundance in the space. I like them to be responsible. We do teach responsibility with materials, which is not the same thing as like limiting the kids as far as what they can do. Okay? Our philosophy, for us, we believe that that's two different things. Okay? So yes, respect materials and all that type of stuff. Use what you need. There's enough. and respect the materials and don't go into just like, go ham unless you need to. So this is what our full size sheet is. The full size is 9 by 12. Now going into tip 2, another reason why I do cut it in half is because, I'm sorry, tip 3 is because you're going to use these, and yes, as you can see, I'm guiding them from Staples. Staples is not sponsoring this video. I just like to let y'all know where I'm getting these things from, about how much I pay for them. I want to say I got them for like $13.99. I'll be using these not only for the art projects, but also for organizing the kids' files and stuff. So you'll hear more about that later over the summer, right? So these sheets, okay, if you look at this, your 9 by 12 does not fit into the sheet protector. The sheet protector is tip number 3. This is so that the children can easily take home their projects. We like them to be able to take things home. We like them to be able to feel like their project that they've spent time on at program, whether it be a science project, an art project, or some type of engineering exploration. If it's one of the items that I have designed to take home, I try to make sure that I then provide, this is tip 3, provide some way for it to be transported home. And especially on your rainy, it's spring, y'all. Here in New York City, we get a lot of rain this time of year, right? And so this halved sheet, you do the math, which is now 4.5 by 6 inches, can now fit safely into here, okay? Now going back to the type of paper that I'm getting, this is a pretty heavy weighted paper. If you were to compare it to the regular printer paper, which I'm going to grab a piece of printer paper right now. Okay. Okay, so let's test this out. I want you to be able to see the difference in what the children are experiencing. Okay, so this one they've used a bit and they've made it flat, which is fine. It's fine. Okay, the whole point is for them to use them. Yeah. Okay, so this is what it looks like on this paper. On our more professional grade paper, I'm able to go down and do, you see how this is a more intense pigmentation and it looks more like paint on this paper? Because of how this paper has been engineered, this does not provide a nice artistic finish. If this is what you have, child, use that and keep it moving. But if you have the capacity to expose your students to nicer materials, please do so, right? Another thing that we've actually done, oh, this is nice. Okay, see that? Does that look like paint? Which is the point. Another thing that we've done with these particular acrylic paint markers, which this is a set of 60, and I tell you, I paid less than $15 for them online, which is why I got them. Because again, not only do I believe in abundance, I also, as I've shared before, for those of you who are just now meeting me, hi, I'm Miss Steph. As I said before, I am particular about being responsible with using the resources that we're provided through camp classes, community, and consulting, and through the money that's raised. We have donors who support us, and I make sure that we're responsibly using these materials. See how this is nice? And it's a little wet. And then now it's dry already. Isn't that cool? So you can try some different mixes. You could try to put down, the kids could like explore the next thing that I'll do with them. Right now, I've just been putting them out and letting them use them with our mixed media paper. Another activity that I did early on when I first purchased these back in February, I actually bought pieces of plexiglass. And so it seemed like they were working on glass. So there's a project that adult grown-up artists do on glass. And so I was doing I wanted a paint on glass kind of effect. And I wanted it to still be a safe activity for the children. And I wanted them to be able to take the pieces home. So I purchased plexiglass, which we know is essentially plastic, but it looks like glass. And so they were able to take those home. It dried quickly. It looked like they had made paintings, all of those things. So first tip, if you want to do painting with your students, but maybe you have some of the limitations that we do, get you some nice high quality markers. Okay, there are watercolor markers and there are acrylic paint markers, non-toxic, fabulous. Next tip, as I said, get actual mixed media art paper. Cut it in half. Tip number 3, get these, for 100, I paid like $13.99 for them. Get your page or document protectors, and look, it's easy for a young person to take it home. Okay, and then also put up at home very easily. Okay. 4th tip, putting them out, let the children explore and try them on different mediums. It's super fun, super exciting. I really hope that you are enjoying the live with Ms. Steph's that I've been doing. I will see you all tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow there is no Saturday Science Club. We will have, or rather we will be at the Hopping Around Harlem event. Thank you so much for watching Live with Ms. Steph, and have an absolutely wonderful day.